Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming some chess. Let's try to play better than yesterday, or last stream. All right. See if anyone wants to play 15-15 while we await. I could do this with Cat. Yeah, their rating's a little low. 15-15. We'll see if something. Okay, here we go. We got an opponent, Mr. Fontaine. All right, C5. All right. Well, this move, as I've explained in earlier streams, that this allows d5, which is quite a strong gambit. So that's why people normally play knight c3. I don't know if I'm getting. This is known to be good for e6. Even queen e6 check is known to be fine. This is all fine. Even trading queens is fine, which I suppose I could do. I could also play fe. Either fe. I know that fe6 or queen e6 is good. What do I want to play here? Because fe6, queen e6, fe6, d3, knight c3, or knight c6, and like already knight b4 is kind of annoying for my opponent, right? Like knight f3. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play queen e6. The fe6 is well known, and knight b4 is obnoxious. And then castle's queenside, and I'm hitting this. So if I castle queenside, I really don't want to lose this game because my opponent has played a bad opening, and but my opponent is also high rated, and by speaking and commentating for the masses, I'm sacrificing playing strength. I knew that going in. Castle's queenside. My knight, the e6 pawn also does a really nice job of keeping a knight out of d5. So if I play knight b4 directly, I'm not sure what's wrong with knight b4 directly. Knight b4, knight a3, knight d3 check. And I'm liking what I'm seeing, kids. Knight b4, knight e5, knight c2 check. I was just thinking defend. King d1, knight d3, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. King e2, knight c2, wins the rook anyway. All right. Show me what I'm missing. I had looked at alright, now I gotta figure out what the best way to play is. I mean, I definitely want to snack the pawn, but do I want to play knight c1 and bishop f4, or is there a reason to play knight f4 first? I guess knight c1 makes sense because Okay, can I get cute with castles queenside? No, just king d3 and there's no good discovery. Uh, oh, my opponent just resigned because he's angry. I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, his position's really bad, but I don't think it's resignable. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I admit this. So, um, let me whip my phone out here. No. Hold on 1 second. I have to respond to a friend. Bishop d6. I know. Okay, so I know that Queen e6 was a line. I played this before, and I'd almost always played fe6, but I just wanted to. I had known that Queen e6 was a move. He has to knight h3. Yeah, d3. I guess he's already in trouble. Cause no, yeah, no knight b4. Yeah, so I knew that the trading queens there was like this issue, but let me. Oh, you know what we can actually do? We have some new technology. I keep forgetting that I can actually change the way the screen is shared. So I can do this. I can go into OBS and I can go. Like, the language will change to Spanish, but we can look at ChessBase. I should change that so that when I'm doing an English stream, it doesn't. Because normally I'm doing some videos in Spanish for a friend of mine, and I do them in ChessBase. And no, I don't want to look at the Queen's Gambit. And so I set this thing up, but I now on the when I do stream on Lichess, it's usually in English, and so that's English stuff. But I should set it up so I can actually go into ChessBase and the text stays in English. But whatever. For this, it's the chess content. Yeah. So normally people play knight c3 here to stop the d5 gambit. If you hit the d5 gambit, I mean, black's already scoring really well here. Black is scoring like 40, like almost 60%. Actually, I could just, you know what I can do? Let's just go to. Okay. It looks really weird right now, but okay. So now we're back to full screen. I just switched the microphone input because I had a different scene in OBS. But now we can see the ChessBase in all its glory. So I can show you that here, like bishop b5 check, c4, knight c3, all these moves are scoring absolutely terribly for white. So that's why here, instead of f4, that most people are playing knight c3 to play the Grand Prix attack. So f5, d5, ed5, knight f6, bishop b5 check, c4, e2, queen e2, and then bishop d6. Yeah, and both queen e6 and fe6 are scoring really well for black. FE6 is scoring even better. There is a line that goes like this. Yeah. E3, knight c6, castles, e5, and then the center's just opening up too fast, so white has to just give the pawn back with f5. Knight d4, queen f5, and black, I think certainly we can say that the opening has been a success for black. He has a nice knight outpost. Yeah, he has a weak pawn, but on e4, e5, but black has a weak pawn on d3, and excuse me, black has a weak pawn on e5. White has a weak pawn on d3, and but black also has this nice knight outpost. So yeah, and then obviously black was able to win this game. So this position e5 f5 is theoretical. And yeah, you don't have to play queen f5 right away, but I think you can. I suppose it looks like they're liking knight d4. And so the other move, queen. I'd known about this. I just wanted to try something different because I'd known that queen e6 works too. I bet you're not even supposed to trade queens here. Udison Milton. Knight e2. Yeah, defending this is important. Well, white actually manages to win. Okay, white wins this? Well, okay, this wasn't because of the opening, though. This is just dead equal. Why can't he play? Yeah. So, but, oh, it's a rapid game? Okay. So, knight e2. Yeah, knight e2 instead of knight c6 seems to be the way to stay in the game, but it looks like black can still just bust the center open and get the pawn back. So, all right, but I think fe6 seems to be a better way to fight for an edge. All right, let's get rid of how ugly that looks and go back. Oh, that's right. When I change scenes, there's this error that it doesn't like to. The video capture likes to go away. So I will remove it and add it back. There we go. All right. So let's try another game here. All right. I'll play this game. I'm gonna play c5 again. I'm just not against a player this high rated. I'm just not comfortable enough to play e5. No. Oh, sorry. All right. Knight f6. Which is my preferred move order to just play, just not to allow queen d4 variations, and also to make my opponent think. Okay. So I was noticing that the rating that my opponent, I gained more points than my opponent lost, and that's because Lichess uses Glicko, or maybe Glicko 2. Hold on, I can get rid of that beeping. And that has a thing called RD, which I'll explain when I get back. Which is like, it's, you can kind of think of it like as a standard deviation, and so it's, or like a volatility. So it's saying that if you have a higher RD, that means that your rating is more likely to not be reflective of your actual playing strength, and so when you win or lose games, your rating changes more. Because there's less confidence that your rating is your actual playing strength. If there's lots of the idea is if there's lots of confidence because you've played a lot of games that your rating is your actual playing strength, then if you lose or win a game, your rating shouldn't change much because there's more confidence in your rating. Against Bishop E2. Okay. Can't I play H6 here? That's against Queen D2, isn't it? Against Queen D2, I can play H6. Because then he has to retreat, because otherwise I play Knight E4. So here I can play Bishop. Here I'll just play Bishop E7. Yeah, but now I can play H6, can't I? H6. Bishop H4, Knight E4, Bishop E7, Knight D2, Bishop D8, Queen D. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna play B5 because now the threat is B4. And if he used to play F3, that's never a good place to be in this system. Because he's played Bishop G5. So. Knight H6. Knight Knight E4 doesn't work yet. All right, I'll just play Knight BD7. And now my opponent's basically effectively playing an English attack where they played Bishop G5, so they're down a tempo on an English attack because the bishop needs to be on E3 so they can start pushing their G pawn. Okay, fair enough. I think it makes sense to castle kingside because otherwise, I think you're just playing it down a tempo in an opposite side's castling type position. So. Sorry, I have to respond to a friend again. No, Rook C8's the superficial move. Um, all right, I'm gonna play Knight B. Yeah, I'm gonna play Rook C8 with the idea of just Knight B6 to C4 or Knight E5 to C4. Rook C8 is useful too because now like Knight B5 sacrifices, I get to play Rook C and like Knight B5, A B5, Knight B5. I get to take here in the end. Rook F2. Rook F2 played very quickly. What is that? Oh, I guess he wants to play Queen E1 maybe? All right, I guess I'll just play Knight E5 with the idea of coming in to C4. Again, I don't have to rush D5, and it would be nice to, like, I mean, I want to get the bishops. My opponent is content to just keep moving pawn, like. I get some. I'm considering like Knight H5 to be honest, because Knight H5, Bishop E7, Queen E7, and then I can try to play Queen F. The issue is I think he's just fast enough with like F4, and he gets out of it just fast enough. So I'll play Knight C4. And then if Queen C1, I can play Queen B6. Okay. No, yes, my opponent put pawns on light squares, and he gave up his light squared bishop. So hooray for him! But I mean, the issue is the putting the pawns on light squares is only going to pretend. It's an equalizing maneuver. It doesn't gain any advantage for him. And so the question is playing like H3 and F3 and hunkering down enough to hold the game, not whether or not it's good or not. Okay, so my opponent is clearly angling to play Bishop F6 now. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Question is, do I even care about GF6? I think the answer is no, so like So he plays gf6. Like, also his dark squares really are an issue. But yeah, I'm gonna ignore this and play queen to c7. Yeah, there's no issues with. So queen to c7, bishop f6, gf6, b3. I think I just retreat, right? Rook c5. Yeah, my rook's fine on c. My rook's actually pretty good on c5, so. Yeah, alright, go ahead. And it's your last chance to do it, because I will play rook d8 the next move. Because not because I'm afraid of bishop f6, but because I want to start angling to play d5. See, I think I'm the one who's going to get the g. Ooh, I don't. I mean, I'll give him some points for aggression, but. Okay. D5 is probably too. D5 with the ideas if he takes me playing bishop c5 is probably just too greedy. Queen c5 b3. I'm gonna take that knight before he hits his clock. And then I just have two bishops for the. Yeah. Now if he plays f4, I believe I have bishop c4, and if he plays something like your natural move like king f1, I can just play queen g5. Right? And then I get to play fg5, which is useful, actually useful as my pawn on g5. And I just have two bishops for two knights, and my opponent has no knight outposts, and so I should be able to grind him down. Make sure the okay. Just checking to see if the mic was working. Well, I guess I don't want you to play knight h5, so I mean, I got to be really careful with that, because then if you don't click on the original, if you click, this is a bad way to move, to click and then go to the piece, because the square, because if you click on the wrong, if it's much easier to click on the wrong square. Yeah, you can trade queens with me. Actually, maybe I should have even just waited for knight h5 and then played queen g5. Because the knight does nothing on h5. He's just gonna have to retreat his knight. But I guess he could play. I guess he could play f4, and then I can't take on e4, and then knight h5 gets a little annoying. So I think this is better. Yeah, he's not really threatening to give up the exchange here, so I'm just gonna play king g7 with the idea of king g6 and h5. His you know he's California dreaming if he thinks he's gonna get anything going on d6. And you can even put your knight on d4. All right. So the method to win this is just to play on both sides of the board while depriving my opponent's knight's access. So I guess I'll start with h5. If he plays knight d4, I can say, guess what? I don't care about your knight being on d4, and I'm just gonna play. I can play like rook c8 and b4 and a b4, rook b4, and start pressuring his pawns. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to let me play h4, so I do agree with him moving his g pawn. The question is, do I play h4 anyway, or do I take that? Hmm. Gotta think here. I'm leaning towards taking it just because it helps me open a second front. The issue is if he plays, he's a long way from doing anything on the H file though. All right. E5. I was considering does E5 bother me, and I think I think I can just play D. I can just play D5 is fine, and then knight D4. But I can slowly try to go after. I can slowly unwind with King G1. All right. Well, not now. I'll play Rook C8 because now there's no E5 nonsense because I just snack that and then play Rook C7. d2. Um. Yeah, I mean, I understand that it's hard for my opponent to do much, but God. All right, let's play. Start with rook. B3 still doesn't bother me, right? Yeah. Now my idea is to play A5 and B4. I just don't want to commit to B4 too early because I don't want him to be able to play B3 and just kind of hunker down. So King G2, okay. A5, B3 I just take. B4 I just AB4 him. And then knight A4, I don't, B4, A4, knight A4 I don't care about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here I can just play bishop A6, right? I think he was expecting me to play. I was planning on actually playing B4 here. The problem is it might allow him to play knight B5. Which I don't want. Question is, does A4 do things? And if I play bishop A6 and it very well... No, I just take it. Just B8. Hello. That's obvious. Bishop A6. B3, I just eat him. Bishop A6. B4, knight A4. And I have to retreat my rook, and then he has knight B5. So I'm going to play bishop A6. Now if he plays knight FD2, I can play, or knight CE2, sorry. I can just retreat my, oh, Or I could just drop material. Oh, I guess I barely get out of this with... Is that just sitting there? Rookie, I guess rookie, I have rookie 5, right? No. B4 doesn't... Oh, B4 does work. Because then B4, he moves his knight, and then I have to... And then I... Like knight A4, and then I can just move my rook. B4, knight C5, BC3 attack, and then if he plays knight A6, I play CB2, and then he's very close to getting his piece trapped. Yeah. All right. Rook A6. I can't play rook B4. Rook A4. I really did spoil this. Like, I shouldn't be having to scrape for something now to... I don't have rook B4 because he forks me with knight C6. Does something flaky like D5 work? D5. ED5. No, not yet. Yeah, I think I let this one slip away. Rook A4, knight B8's not working. Bishop F6 is not working. What about bishop D8? See, as soon as the issue is he can play C3. What about rook B4, knight B8, or rook A4, knight D8, knight B8. Yeah, you can challenge me. Just let me finish this game. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to come up with a move here. Um, I think that was an error. I think knight C6 was an error. I think I got really lucky there because now C3 I just can take on C3. And on B3 I have this flaky move, bishop C3, rook D2, and then I can play rook A6. Yeah, I think my opponent left the game. Well, I'm gonna call. If he doesn't come back, I'm gonna call. I would not pull the. Yeah. Oh, I guess I should have just taken with. But now E4 might still work here. E4, Fe, bishop C3. And rook A6. All right. We're going for it. a6. Mm, that might have. That gets his knight trapped though. I didn't. I don't know. Again, these is. I think both of us are getting punished because now King G8, King F8. Yep, King F8. King F8, Knight C8 only move. Rook C6. Knight 8, Rook C6, Knight A7, Bishop D4 check, and I pick the knight off. So yeah, I mean, again, it's just in these positions where you takes a lot of technique and you get low on, you think a lot and you get low on time and you make a tactical mistake. And so. That's forced. I'll be playing f6 and then posting my bishop up on the beautiful e5 square. Yeah, 15-5 is perfect. I can't trade. I need to keep rooks on. Like rook c6. I want to go. I want to try to win this pawn. Right now, this bishop is winning the most obnoxious piece on the board award. Maybe I should have actually just played rook a1. I can play here now, though, right? I guess I think I can actually trade rooks because mainly because I think I can. My king is close enough, and I can Zugzwang him. Nonetheless, I'm just gonna start bringing my king in. No, the threat is rook a2 check, and if he stops with king b1, I can just play. At first, I thought I couldn't trade queens or rooks because I wouldn't be able to get this pawn, but I think I can just zug him, right? Yeah. Well, okay, so I think now, is it faster to not trade rooks, because then I can play, if I play rook a1 check, I mean, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna take. Pretty sure I'm right that I have a Zooks one here. I wonder if I can just. The other thing is I could just maybe bring my king to g3 and then. Nah, the problem is he has 2 pawns. Maybe. Yeah, because b4. I think I have to threaten to do that, and for that I need to make him push a pawn. I'll bring my king to e5. Because then there's e5, so king d3, king e5, and there's no way he can, if he plays. Yep. All right. So, but I can wait. The difference is he can try to play. He can try to play king d3 here, but I can waste a move then. If I can get my king to, he can't play c5, so king. Yeah, so bishop g1. Now if he plays king c3, I can play king e4. And then king b3, king d5. And then if he plays c5 on that move, I play, okay, but now just king d5. And now he's frozen. Now I can play, can waste a move, and then he has to play, he plays king b3. I can then sack here and go eat this. So he has to play king d4. And then I have And then I have bishop d4, and then he has to give way again, and then I can play king c4. All right. Bishop, king d3, bishop d4, Zug's winning. Actually, this is even faster, right? Than bishop c5, because he has to play like king a4. Because otherwise he can't, otherwise king c4. King c2. No, hold on. Bishop d4, king c2, king c4. c6, bishop f4. King d2, king, yeah, okay. Because I come back and get the pawn in time. So yeah, so this is even stronger. Yeah, c6, just bishop e5. And you can't even play king d3. And I can just walk back and take the pawns. But yeah, but now the king and pawn ending's winning. King f4, king g5, king g3. So I have to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he needs to play, I thought he had to play king a5 there, but because if he played king a5, he had to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And so I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, but I have the first move. And I'm winning a pawn on. Maybe a king a5 draws, but alright, now I'm just gonna play king d4. One, two, three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. King. Yeah. Unless it was the same thing if his king's on a5. Okay. Do I have a win? I mean, I think this is actually is a win. It's just very, very tedious. So King G6, or King G3. Sorry. There's no way to force queens off. Because Queen E5 check. King G8. King G8's the only move. Queen E6 check. King G7. Could play Queen H. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check. Um. So now Queen A3 check. And I can push my pawn. Because I can play King H4. And then he doesn't have a check, and I can start pushing my pawn. Oh, do I skip? I think I skip perpetual. King H4, Queen H2. All right, yeah, this is a draw. I missed. I missed all that. King G4, Queen G2. Maybe I can walk my king back and then. But I'm just going to end up losing this pawn. King G4, Queen G2, King F4, King F2, King E4. Yeah, this is just a draw. All right. Guess it is a draw. Bishop A1. Ah. And now go for the pawn. Okay. All right. All right, let me play Mr. Cobra here. This again. Okay. Wasn't this exactly how our last game started, though? I think rook e8 might be a better move actually, because it just threatens e4. It just threatens e8. Yeah, rook e8 just that was a bad move. Can you do that with your king in the center though? Probably actually, because it just. Yeah, I mean, I obviously should have just played rook e8 because then e4 is much less effective. But I still am happy with my position. Okay. Mm, how careful do I have to be here? Probably fairly. I'm gonna play h6. Mm-hmm. Well, queen e7. If I play queen e7, is b4 a thing? Probably is. So probably just have to play queen c8 and then just unwind my piece. Just is this gonna take me a move or two to unwind my pieces? That seems fine. That also defends this. Yeah, his b6 was lazy. I think he had. I think because if I play rook e8, I don't think my opponent has a move that's better than castles. e4. Then I think I can trade the world. I can safely trade the world there with cd4. Here instead of dc5, I thought my opponent had queen e2 with the idea of castle's queenside. 'Side. Queen. 'Side. 'Queen. 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 'Side. ' can't play knight e7 yet. F5 gotta be just bad, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna play F5. That looks nuts. F5, bishop D3. Yeah, that looks super bad. Although, maybe I can convince myself that it's good. F5, bishop D3. I can't win the piece with F4. I can't play F4, right? But I could play like knight E7 with the idea of, yeah, no, B4 works. I can't. Yeah, B4 is I can't play B. I can't allow B4. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. It's positionally awful, and I can't justify it tactically. So I guess I'll just play rook D8. One thing that's good about my position is that the pin on the long diagonal is annoying, but there's no way for my opponent to really do anything with it because I can always just play knight A5. Well, as tempting as it is, I think, to play knight d8, I think I'm just going to play queen d8 because on knight d4, yeah, I'm just going to play queen d8 because rook d1, I have queen e8, and if he plays, yeah. Deal with that in a minute. If I play knight d8, then I'm going to lose the fight for the d file. Because like knight d8, bishop b7, knight b7, rook d1, queen c7, or queen somewhere, and then so queen e8, queen. Wait, maybe it's okay. So knight d8. Yeah, I think he has like rook d1. This is fine because now I can play queen e8 and then I can play rook d8, and then when he takes me with the rook, I can take with the knight and just trade this. And queen e8 also defends my knight. not gonna lie, I'm happy to see my opponent pushing a pawn. Do I go all the way back or do I go to e7? To be honest, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat for dinner, so I'm not I'm not 100% inclined to look at the subtleties. Yeah, I'm gonna. The reason go all the way back would be to cover h6 sacrifices, or if he's gonna get to d7, but I don't think he is, so I'm gonna play. Now for rook d1, I'm just gonna play queen e8 with the threaterino of rook d8 completely unwinding. And then f5 might be a thing. Then I might be able to justify f5 tactically at some point. I think like the actual better move order is I've been toying around with both of them. Is instead of bishop d6 to play bishop e7 because my opponent's kind of committed to playing h3, and then I can play bishop d6, and then he can't play bishop d3. He has to take. So I guess yeah, that's good. Yeah, b4. I was talking about f5, and yes, it's awful positionally. I mean, unless I get e4, e5, e4 in very quickly, and even then. But I was thinking if I could like maybe win a piece or like drive this bishop away, and there's some flaky tactic that I can justify. I think b4 does not just seems positionally. It seems again like f5. I think it looks positionally bad and not tactically well justified. So. Now if he plays a move like queen a4, then I think f5 actually works. Because then I can play f5. Oh, no, because he has the retreat bishop c2, which defends his queen. I was thinking f5, he retreats his bishop, and then I play knight d4. and then he takes my what, and he also takes my queen with check. So none of it works, but I was thinking. But even so, I queen a4. So okay, so what, right? Queen a4, probably just play rook d8. Queen a4. Rook d8. Rook d8, queen d8, bishop c6, bishop c6, and I'm threatening mate on the back rank. So queen a4. Knight d4. I think I can just take that because knight d4, queen e8 check, rook e8, bishop b7, knight e2 check, king f1, knight g3 check. Hg3, rook d8 is, you know, it's a draw, but I mean the position's equal, so I shouldn't be upset about that. So. Now if he fixes his back rank, I'm going to play queen a8. Probably just offer a draw, I don't know. That's one. I just don't want. If the knight moves, I don't want queen e8 knight, queen e8 check monkey business. Well, now I'm gonna ask you to leave. Now I'm gonna play a6. Or better yet, if I play knight d8. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna play a6. Well. Okay. I was expecting c4. I'll play b5. Okay, knight a7. And the idea is I can kind of freeze these pawns from moving forward by if he takes me on b7, I play queen. I can play queen b7. Okay. Check queen a3 doesn't work yet. But I can play knight b5 here, can't I? And I can take on b7 and then I can keep the pressure up. pawns. Yeah, because now I can play now I can play queen d5. Ooh, is queen h7 a thing? I don't think so because I think I have bishop f6. And there's no monkey business checks with queen d5, queen h7, bishop f6, check, king e7. Queen d5, bishop f6, queen h8 check, king e7, queen b8, or queen 8, yeah, queen b8. You know what, I seem to be covering everything. And then, yeah, but now I get to just win this pawn. And this is not an isolated pawn. That's a passed pawn. All right, what's the best way to win it? Yeah, this way. I think that's losing. I think he should have taken. Yeah, I definitely want to get rid of his bishop now that I have the chance. I definitely want to play bishop c5 to stop this thing's advance and then bring my king in. But the bishop's just going to be so much better than the knight that it's going to really hurt my opponent's, like take away any hope for drawing chances that my opponent has. All right, I mean, because now the idea is just to bring the king in like that. King c6. Yeah, let's play just king b5. And eventually king a4, and then start pushing the other pawn. Yeah, let's come all the way back. All right, GG. I need to go get some fuel. I can't take a rematch. I'm starving. I gotta get some fuel in me. I was like thinking too much about eating. Well, I started thinking about eating partway through the last game, and then like at the end of the last game, like right when I realized it was perpetual check, and then yeah. So here, just very quickly before I call this stream. So here, the system I like is bishop instead of bishop d6, which I'm kind of experimenting with here, but 'cause I thought that maybe he has to take directly, but c5 is bishop e7 because he kind of has to play h3, and now you can play bishop d6 because now he's kind of priced into doing that. dc5 is fine too, but no, it's kind of just a reverse Slav defense, so it's pretty equal. So I gotta find a better. I want to find a better system than d5 and d6. Problem is c6 is also very drawish too here to get the bishop out, because if you play bishop f5, then c4 is so. My objection to playing like a move like d6 is I feel as though white can kind of play like knight c3, and then if you how do you stop e4, right? And so, and it's the same thing with maybe you can play like a kind of reverse Grunfeldish thing, like I mean d5. This seems fine too. I mean, I think maybe this is just a little bit sharper because there's some more asymmetry. But he's not gonna play DC. But anyway, all right. I'm gonna call the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Thank you for the follows, and if you're interested in lessons, hit me up on social media, available online and in person, English and Spanish. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Good night.